Hello guys, we're back again now. Can you tell me if there's sound, if you can hear me okay? I've put a microphone into the device now. So like I said, we're live on the M20. We're hoping that some of these lorries are going to start moving. Nina, can you hear us? Can you tell us if there's any sound on this? We had some problem with the sound a minute ago, that's why we came off the stream. So here we are again live, guys, on the M20. Like I said, we're hoping that some of these lorries, once they've been tested, are going to be allowed to move down to the port to obviously board the boat. We've been told that obviously long queues down at the boat this morning as well to try and obviously board onto the ferry. That's great, thank you, Lauren. Thank you. So there's obviously a 15-second delay. I think Facebook has started putting delays on there like YouTube have. So the people in the white vans there, we'll just give you a little pan round of where we are this morning. We're live on the top of the M20 again. Obviously we started at Stack this morning. We saw Junction 8, obviously still closed there. Police, lots of food there. Lots of questions being asked on the truck page, on the M20 at Brock page, or the at M20 Brock page. We sort of set a page up. We can keep that going. So obviously Brock's here to stay. And we can sort of obviously pass in messages of help and offers of help. And if drivers want to follow that, that'd be great. If you could share that page. If you can go onto Facebook, there's a page called at M20 Brock. Like that, share that. And then we can obviously put all the Brock related stuff on that page. So lots of army personnel. So we'll just recap just in case you didn't hear what we were saying. So the Welsh Guards have come down from Windsor. There's approximately 40 personnel have been sent down from Windsor. The Royal Welsh Guards are also down here, or were down here yesterday on Christmas Day, testing people. They're now handing out these self-testing kits for drivers to self-test. Once they get a negative result, they're then given a certificate that they can then present to the port. That's in both English and in French. We read that yesterday. It says that this driver has been tested and has using the fast method, the flow, and that they're given permission as agreed by the French to leave. To leave. So basically that's in French and in English. That's signed by Grant Shapps and one of the medical directors for the Department of Health. Now it's on headed paper from the Department of Transport. Now that's signed and witnessed by 2 army personnel. You'll still see a lot of police going up and down. They're still giving out drinks and haven't seen any hot food being given out. All I've seen is them giving out tangerines. Lots of food up at Junction 8 that people have donated. Supermarkets have donated. We know Aldi have left a lot of stuff at Gillingham, and people have been kind enough to bring some of that over. We met a guy yesterday who was an abseiler who was lowering down bags of crisps onto the motorway and drinks, pallets and pallets of drinks out of his own money. Spent 200-300 quid, he said. Went and bought the full went his Christmas morning, came down in his 4x4 with his ropes, and he lowered down all these drinks to people. Now we're very, very thankful, along with crisps and cakes. And it was a great gesture, and it went down really, really well. Morale this morning in some of the queues. We've seen some lorry drivers, they've sort of given it the thumbs up, hoping that they're going to be able to move today. Now a lot of police personnel here as well, a lot of emergency services that have been working 24/7 all through Christmas. I appreciate, they do normally work, but they have all been stuck on the motorway this morning and all over Christmas. And so you'll see there's some there just coming down in the... Some of the fire, I think it looks like some of the familiar faces. Some of the firearms guys have been seconded onto this as well to help out along with traffic. I'm getting a bit tongue-tied. You've also got other police forces involved in this. You've got West Mercia, you've got Hampshire, you've got the Met. I was told that West Midlands officers have come down. Thames Valley are sending some down. So it's all mutual aid. So they all join together and they all help each other out as different police, although they're different police forces. But again, those officers are away from their families Christmas. You know, it's all well and good saying, they're working Christmas, but they would have finished. They still got 2-3 hour travel to get back up to wherever they've come from. So they've given up their Christmases under the mutual aid scheme to help out Kent Police. So they just see there, we'll just move that around a tiny bit there. There's another carrier there, an army carrier there that's then moving up now. A lot of these personnel came down in minibuses there. The white minibuses there are all the army. Police are still going up and down what I call the middle section, delivering water, food, and like I said, lots of people have been messaging asking, where can I drop this food off? We obviously looked at some of the bridges, but again, message us and we'll have a look for you to see if these queues are still going to be here. We think they are still going to be here for some time. They are very, very long. The distance obviously between Ashford and Maidstone, somebody looked that up. It's roughly, I think, 10, 12, 13 miles. I don't know what Manston's like this morning. If somebody can give us a heads up on what Manston's like. I mean, lots of locals coming out this morning looking, opening their curtains as usual, normal morning, and then obviously the normal rows of lorries. I think the problem it got out of hand is because there was just so many, and I think it was I think police and everyone underestimated just exactly how many lorries were out on the M20, were out on the surrounding roads. What you have to remember is there's probably still 500 lorries parked in lay-bys, hidden in business estates and everything else. Lots of locals have obviously lowered down bags and stuff. We know like people from this village, they sort of made friends with some of the lorry drivers on there, and they lower stuff down. Like dog walkers are coming along this morning and smiling and still looking at this huge queue of lorries. Now obviously these little villagers have all banded together and they've all helped out and they've all brought food down to them. We know that they bought some have cooked hot meals. We know Domino's delivered 500 pizzas, I think it was, on Christmas Eve. We've seen a video of that. More army turning up now, and these trucks just coming up from, obviously running the wrong way up the M20 because obviously it's closed. I believe it's a bit I believe the overall control is still Kent Police. It's still a Kent Police operation, but it's partner agencies. So you'll see here now, you'll see in the back of this carrier here, there's trucks and trucks of food all been brought out. So there's big bundles of food. Now Tesco's, Marks and Spencer's have all given out food. They've all donated this food to these stranded lorry drivers. We know. A big shout out to South Eastern. They dropped off. They brought down a train worth of. They brought down a train full of food. That's on our website, kent999.co.uk. And we also know lots of other businesses have been donating. I mean, not just for the lorry drivers, also for the police and the emergency services. We know the Red Cross have been behind some of it. We know the Salvation Army their kitchens have been utilised, and they've been bringing food down, sandwiches. So you can just see there in the foreground there's three troop carriers that are rammed full of food. You can see they've all got green boxes in there full of food to feed the lorry drivers, and I guess feed the emergency services personnel along with the army. It is very, very cold out here, frost on the ground, so it hasn't been a very, very nice night, I'm sure. We did hear some stories of where they were running low on their diesel for their heaters. Now, we understand that they have a separate tank, but obviously because they're stuck on the motorway, they can't fill that tank up because they can't. Now, whether or not they can put normal diesel on, I'm sure they can, but it's whether or not they can get that diesel out of the tank to put into the red diesel. So obviously two lots of army or two lots of regiments we believe are involved in this. It's the Welsh Guards, and we spoke to them. They've come down from Windsor this morning. There's 40 personnel from there, and there's also the Royal Welsh Guards that we understand are based at some came up from Salisbury Plains, some were flown in by by helicopter, and they were dropped at Manston. Now it's a big operation to try and move this round and turn this round to get these lorry drivers moving. A lot of these lorry drivers have been on Stack or in Brock, or call it what you want, for a number of days now. They spent Christmas night here. I'm sure they want to get going if they're allowed to once they've had these positive tests. Do they, Helen? They're very good. Thank you very much for educating us. Sorry, I thought they may run on red diesel in the tank. I know some of these refrigerated lorries, I understand they run on red diesel and they have a separate tank. But obviously there's no hookup points down on the M20 for, like there is at Manston, or there's some generators at Manston, I believe, for refrigerant lorries to be able to hook up, so they don't have to have their fridges running, or the engines running to power their fridges. But you can still hear a lot of fridges off the bridges that I've been off of. They run off the main tank. Thank you, Mark. I think somebody's asking, you don't understand why the drivers have to rely on donations. I think it's because the donations, it's just that we're British, aren't we? We're English, call us what you want. And we all have hearts, you know. It's Christmas, it's about a time of giving. I think supermarkets have been great. They've rallied round. I know they're closed on Christmas Day. They've rallied round. They've given out. They've donated a lot of this food. Lots of people have moved this food. South Eastern have used a train to move food down to Ashford. And I just think, you know, is there a cost on that? These lorry drivers have come over to deliver stuff for us. And that's it, really. It's not about who's donated what, who wants recognition. I just think it's really good that everyone's rallied round and delivered all this food. And there is lots of food. It's good that there's not a shortage. I'm sure it's getting delivered and being given out. Good morning. We're just going to put that down there for a sec while we do this for a second, so bear with me. So I can see some Tesco's. I'm just looking at what's in these lorries. You can see Tesco's in there. It looks like Tesco's home delivery have delivered some stuff down. They put out a message on Facebook that the pick and mix people, they picked a load of home orders and they were putting together meals for some of these drivers that are stranded. And just coming back to why should people donate, obviously these drivers can't, once they're in this stack, they're on the motorway, they can't obviously get into their vehicles, and there aren't shops close by. Now, we did hear stories last night. Somebody posted on a Facebook page. They've started a GoFundMe page that people have been arrested for trespassing in the motorway. We put a message into Kent Police. We haven't had anything back. We don't know whether or not that's just trolling. We don't really, we can't substantiate that, so we think that's rubbish. I mean, how are you trespassing if you're just lowering food down onto the motorway? There's members of the public already on the motorway, so I can't see how it can be trespass when it's a public place. Well, you know, we're local, aren't we? This is about Kent people. This is about what's going on in the community. And you know, some people disagree with some of the stuff that I stream live. Some people disagree with some of the stuff that I cover. But this is about people. These people are still here. Just because it's not mainstream news, it's still local news. It's still affecting hundreds of people. It's still affecting thousands of people across France, Italy, lots of Italians, Russians, Serbian, Romanian. You know, they're all human beings. And I would hope that if we were in a different country and it was the same sort of situation, that they would help us. Share this around, guys. This is still here. Brock's still here. Emergency Services working really, really hard. It's a multi-agency, partner agency, or call it what you want. Jessup, I don't know if it's being classed as Jessup. It is a multi-agency operation now, working with the army, with the police, fire brigade. I know Kent Fire and Rescue have got their command units down here. So they are all working really, really hard. This isn't a pop at anyone. I don't, you know, communications failures are, I'm sure lessons are going to be learned. I read a couple of tweets last night from the guys or some of the MPs or councillors at Manson and said, look, we're going to learn lessons from this. I'm sure they have rehearsed contingency plans and stuff like that, but I just think it was swamped. It was just the way that it was. There was just too many trucks and they underestimated it. Now, Brock's still going to be here. Stack's still going to be here for some time now because of the EU. Still going to have a lot of customs checks. So, and again, whilst the testing's going on, still going to have delays because it's a crazy situation that everyone that leaves the country now will need a test. How long that's going to be enforced for, we don't really know. This new strain obviously isn't weakening and it's not slowing down. It's rapid. This isn't scaremongering. I saw some pictures earlier. Somebody's written on bridges. You know, this is all a farce. This is a joke. You know, this is all made up. This isn't made up, people. This is reality. And yeah, this isn't going away. This strain, you know, we have a stronger strain down here. And not saying what the French government was right in what they did, but maybe they could have given them some notice to turn and say, look, you're going to need tests before you come back. So there could have been some sort of provision put in place so these drivers could have been tested. Obviously, like you said, it's the supply and demand. If all of these truck drivers all demanded a test straight away, it's where it is, isn't it? It's how fast can you turn around a test? If it's 15 minutes and it's, you know, again, language barriers. It's not just a case of speaking in English, please take the test. It's you know, you have to try and communicate with some of these lorry drivers to explain that you need them to test. And some of them speak their native language, some of them speak little English. And I know traffic police have terrible problems communicating with them. You can't keep ringing language line in different languages, asking them to take the tests, because again, that's going to slow down the process. I'm still here, guys. I'm just doing some of a video down here, so bear with me. I mean, this is a massive, colossal operation. When you look at it, lots of local officers from Kent Police have all been moved. We were down in Sandwich Tap on Christmas Eve. Officers from Sittingbourne, inspectors, you know, inspectors are all on. Lots of holiday been cancelled. Lots of police officers been called in. Now, there isn't this magic cupboard. I know people, when they say they're going to bring in extra officers, what that means is officers are having their leave cancelled, or they're being called in under sort of operational reasons to support this. And that's why they obviously went out. We spoke to another police officer on Christmas Eve again, at Christmas Eve morning at Manston, and they said lots of officers from the north had all been brought down. To all the police from Kent have all been moved down to Dover just to try and get these truckers moving again. I'm sure behind the scenes there's lots and lots of things that are going on that we don't get to see. Again, we're on the ground. We can only show you what's happening live on the motorway. It might have been down to Brexit, I don't really know. But again, the French have sent their firefighters over again. Like I said, on Christmas Eve, 26 firefighters came over. And we understand the Polish army have also offered to send people over to carry out these tests. It's a rolling operation, isn't it? It's very, very fluid. There's a lot of movement. It's very, very difficult, I'm sure, to move, 10, 15 miles worth of trucks, because where do you move them? You can't just keep moving them around the county. So in a way, it's probably quite cruel keeping them in one location, but it's a safer way to keep them there. So the networks around Kent can still function. So people, there are people living in Kent. They obviously still need to get out and about and buy their provisions because you're just going to escalate. If you just keep moving trucks around, it can become very, very difficult. So I'm guessing they've looked at this, they've rehearsed this. It hasn't obviously worked well this time. I'm sure lessons have been learned, and I'm sure people are drawing up further plans for the future so it doesn't go as wrong as it did. But I think the problem here is what slowed up the operation is the testing. And like I said, to deliver the tests, it takes 15-20 minutes. We followed some of the army yesterday to carry out tests, and it took them 15 minutes to try and talk to one of the drivers just to get him to administer the test. So it's going back, I know I'm repeating myself. Domino's were great. I saw them down in a van. I think the police let them on to Operation Stack, and they were giving out pizzas to all these drivers. That was really, really nice. It was warm food. I think they delivered 500 pizzas. I don't know whether or not they donated them. I don't know whether it was residents paying for that, or whether or not that was them just being part of the community that they are, and helping out at a time of need. It is very, very cold where I am, so I'm sure it's very, very cold down there. It's been cold overnight. There is a ground frost, and again we've got a weather warning in for wind. So I don't know whether or not the temperature is going to drop, or whether or not we're going to get a sprout and a rain like we normally do. It was free, Ben, was it? I don't know if Ben's talking about the Domino's pizzas. I know there's a couple of guys, Jack or whoever it was. He apologised for the swearing, but it was great to, we've obviously been streaming a lot of stuff. They've got toilets, but they're a kilometre. It's the Welsh Guards. We've got to be very careful. So there's 2 regiments down there. It was 2,000 pizzas. So we'll get back to that. Sorry. So there's 2 regiments. There's the Welsh Guards down there, and there's the Royal Welsh Guards. And how you tell the difference is on their berries they have a white feather. I think it's called a feather. So more army coming down. There's some sort of diplomats coming down. There's coaches coming down. It looks like this is the Polish. I think it's the Polish army by the looks of it. Wow. Looks like there's some Polish or French. I'm just looking at the flag. Somebody tell me the flag, red, white and blue. That's French, isn't it? I think that's the French army, so I think the French have sent over their guys. No, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. I'm just going to have a look. What army are you? We're just going to find out. There's a diplomatic car just walked. We're just going to zoom out a tiny bit and show you what we can see. It's French. So the French army have sent some of their army over to test. So Mitterrand is obviously worked out. Mate, so we have the French army here now as well. So we've got the British army, French army, all trying to get these truck drivers moving again. See, Macron, I don't know, that they change so often, you know they do. So this coach has come up with French soldiers to come out and help carry out the testing. Can we come down and talk to you? You speak in English? You speak English? Can you come up and talk to us? Are you French? Where are you from? Are you French? Poland? Yes. Could you come and talk to us? Can we come down there and talk to you? So we're just going to stay live, guys. We're going to go down and talk to. This is Polish. There's some Polish representatives here as well. So we're going to try and come down and talk to them. We're just going to wander down here, and there's some steps here. So we're going to try. If you bear with us, we're going to try and go down this way here. I think we can get down there. Just having a look. I'm going to wander. No, we can't get down there. Damn. On some of these you can say. But no, they were going to talk to us. If we can. Oh shit. Bear with us. Bear with us, guys. That's it, I'm back. Sorry, my microphone went funny. So we're just gonna give me one sec. The Polish. Somebody said they were French, they're not. They're Polish. Can't get down there, which is a shame. Is your excuse me, is that the Polish army? Yeah. Where have you come from? Where? Yeah, where in Poland? Warsaw. So how many days has it taken you to travel? I think he thinks he's gonna. So how many soldiers? How many? How many soldiers have you brought over? 52? 40? So what we understand is the Polish army, it wasn't the French, my apologies, so the Polish army have driven some of their soldiers over from Warsaw overnight, where it would have taken a good couple of days for them to travel over, and they've got a busload of soldiers here. So there's 42 Polish soldiers. So again, language barriers, that's going to be great because that will speed things up. So some of the Polish soldiers that obviously speak the native language will be able to speak to some of these drivers and speed up the tests, which will move things around quicker. I guess it's all about time now. Like I said, communication, language. There's lots of different languages. There's lots of different lorry drivers with different native languages. Now, Polish Army are here, British Army are here. And these Polish, they've got totally different masks. They've got proper wristbands. It looks like the Polish, one of the Polish diplomats is here as well. So it looks like they're going to escort these people down to where they're to start testing, to assist with testing. So again, like I said, we're live on the M20, guys. You're going to see 40 Polish soldiers come out of a truck now to assist with these fast testing that's taking place on the M20, where hundreds of truck drivers are still stuck and have been stuck for a number of days. So we'll just zoom out a tiny bit on there. I think we're probably too close. Where did I get that figure from, Emma? Oh, sorry. How many lorries are still waiting? Well, Emma, if you can do the maths, I don't know if somebody wants to Google this. Go on to Google Junction 8. If you work out from Junction 8, Junction 9, Junction 10, plus the other queues down at Junction 10, plus Manston. So if you, I can't remember. I travel it too often. You travel it too often. Just work out how many miles there are between. Bear with me 2 seconds. Sorry guys to keep this all over the place. Trying to do 20 things at once. How many miles of traffic there is between, or how many miles there is between Ashford and Maidstone, and then work that out by to the power of 3, because there's obviously 3 rows. I don't think there was 10,000 still at Manston. I think there's about 5,500 at Manston yesterday. We haven't seen any, look, guys, we haven't seen any movement of any lorries yet. We know there's mass testing going on, but we haven't seen any lorries move for people asking. So, yeah, they're still stuck in this section. The police are just moving some cones, I think, so this coach can get in. Shush! So on this coach is Polish soldiers that have come over from Warsaw. Even though it's very, very cold, they'll be very, very used to this because it's obviously very cold in Poland. Mr. Man in the suit, can I ask who you are? Hello? Who can I ask? Who can we speak to? So you can just see here, guys. Just coming off the lorry now. There's soldiers there from the Polish army. So Poland have sent over their soldiers to try and obviously repatriate some of their lorry drivers. A lot of Polish lorry drivers down there, lots of Romanians. There's a man down there with a suit who says he can't talk to me. He speaks English, but he's not allowed to talk to me apparently. But all we know is that this coach load has travelled over from Warsaw, or whether or not they've flown, or obviously it's a British registered coach, so it's probably unlikely that they've driven, or they may have driven all the way over. I don't know. So these people are walking down with bags of tests in order to test lorry drivers. Whether, like I said, the language has been a bit of a problem because obviously the Polish say we speak very, very fast and they don't understand us. So hopefully hopefully things will be sped up now, because people that speak Polish can obviously then communicate with their Polish people and get these tests done quicker, and hopefully move a lot more people, and hopefully we'll start to see some lorries moving. We've obviously been up here some time, haven't seen any lorries move yet. Ashley, go away, honestly. Please leave. Honestly, Ashley Clark, you bore me. People like you are trolls. Please go away. So we're just going to be back in a sec, guys. Ashley, whoever you are, Ashley Clark's having a bit of a squinny. Do you want us to carry on staying live, guys? Give it the thumbs up, or sorry, give it the hearts for us to stay live, or give it the thumbs up to come off if you've had enough of this. We'll try and zoom a bit further up to show you what's going on down there. So just behind the coach, you can see, just behind the coach, we can see the soldiers in white suits, dressing up in paper white suits. And I don't know what that's for, whether that's just their protocol. We'll try and show you that in a sec. Thank you, Daniel. Cool. Look, guys, if you don't want to be on here, this is my stream. If you don't want to be here, no one is forcing you to join the stream. Like I said, this is how it is. I'm obviously trying to give you what we're trying. Sorry, I'm just trying to give you what's going on out there. I know at the moment not a lot's happening. We're trying to find some other pictures and everything else. We're just trying to show you what's going on. I wanted to clarify from somebody, because it's public holidays over in France. Somebody was saying that the drivers would have to stay in Calais because they're not allowed on the roads for 2 days till the 27th. Somebody clarify that at all, or could you ask somebody? Because obviously we're not from France. I'm not from France. I just wondered. Somebody said that the French were still going to enforce fines if HGVs that are non-refrigerated or didn't have perishables would be fined if they travelled on the motorway or the roads, because of the public holidays. They have some sort of law. It seems a bit different, obviously, like I said. We're just going to move the camera down that side, guys, and then you can sort of see what's going on down here on this side. So weirdly, obviously, these aren't the Polish army have turned up, and they've masked up and gowned up and everything else. So they obviously take this. They take this obviously totally different from British Army, just going up and down with in normal camo gear. And the Polish are properly gowned up with masks, face shields and everything else. Will you be testing everyone? Let's not make it political, guys. I guess this is just the Polish soldiers protecting themselves. I'm sure they've got families. I'm sure they don't want to catch it. You know, we don't know how many lorry drivers have got it. I know, luckily, fingers crossed, none have got it. But they're obviously just. So all of my Polish friends that are watching this, if you want to share this, the Polish army have now come over to assist in testing a number of drivers from different countries. They've all masked up, gowned up. They put a lot more barrier protection on than the UK army. Now, whether that's because the army are just giving the tests out, or whether these people are actually going to be carrying out tests themselves. At the moment, the self-administered tests were being given out to the drivers. They were then testing themselves, and they were then giving them back, showing them the negative result. So for those who are just joining us, this is the... Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. So people just watching, this is the Polish army, all suited and booted, ready to go down and test drivers at a track. Yeah, the Polish army have come over. They're all Polish.
Polish guys down here, are they?
The Polish army have come over on a coach this morning for up testing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what they're doing down here, are
Yeah, they're testing everyone. Sorry guys, we're a bit quiet. Yeah, so a lot of locals all coming out now to still see their new residents that have all moved in onto the M20. And they're quite shocked. Obviously, Polish army, like I said, have just turned up, fully PPP'd up with all their gear, ready for testing and everything else to move down and start testing all these drivers. Along with the British Army, like I said this morning, Welsh Guards and I believe the Royal Welsh Guards are over at Manston testing. This is obviously right the way back to Junction 8. Like I said, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's another stack of lorries down at the Eurotunnel as well. And there's also obviously still lots of lorries up at Manston. I don't know if somebody can give us a figure. That's all right, Maria, no problem. Lots of your drivers, we spoke to lots of Polish lorry drivers yesterday. He said after a bag of crisps had been lowered down to a multi-pack bag of crisps, that was going to be his dinner because he'd been sat there for 3 days. Obviously unable to move. Once what people are not understanding is that the only facilities they have are the facilities that are brought to them. So the police or I believe Kensal were out on Christmas Eve driving up and down the middle of this lane, the middle of these two parked stationary lanes, giving out water, giving out food. It's 1 kilometre to the nearest toilet, but bearing in mind how many blokes there are on this motorway, those toilets fill up pretty quick. So we've been regularly seeing the guys that come down and sanitise the toilets. No hot running water on here that we've seen. Haven't really seen any hot meals. We know Tesco's have donated a lot of food. Marks and Spencer's have donated a lot of food. We know that South Eastern Rail brought down carriage worths, I don't know how many carriage worths of food on Christmas Eve, and that was dropped at Ashford Station to be distributed by personnel emergency services. So again, a lot of traffic police involved in this, a lot of local police, a lot of response officers have all been pulled off of other areas just to patrol, just to give out the odd drink. I think they know a few words like aqua for water. Lots of drivers were shouting for aqua this morning because they're obviously running out because they're still stuck here. They're still on the M20. This is obviously a continuation from Brock. It looks like the Highways Agency are having a play with their Lego kit again. They're now taking the barriers back out again. So they've been in, out. So they're now moving them about again. So obviously it looks like the rock's going and something else is coming. Can somebody please give the Highways Agency a Lego set, please, or a Meccano set? Just stop moving it on the M20. We don't want it, we don't need it.
in your car, yeah. No, I live just down there.
Ah,
So,
okay.
that's
Yeah, yeah.
Because I heard at 8:20 this morning, all you heard were the hooters going.
You think they're all going, but they're
Well, I
not.
thought they were, yeah.
No.
But I was walking over the golf
It's
course
do you
there.
know what? It's very difficult for the villages as well. Yeah, yeah, sorry. It's very difficult for the villages as well, though, isn't it? Because, like you said, it's affecting their lives as well.
But it's the noise, and I mean, I just feel sorry for these guys. Really,
Yeah.
and there's nothing we can really
You know, I'm
do.
sure you're not all over our wing for the.
No,
you know, it's just like for
no.
them must be so. When we're all tucked up in our warm bed,
Yeah.
it's freezing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So here we are, guys, live on the top of the M20. Like I said, big thanks to Tesco's, Marks and Spencer's. We know that they've donated a lot of food. We've just masked up because there's obviously other people up on the bridge now, so we'll move that away so I can talk to you. Like I said, Polish Army have now turned up. British Army have been testing all morning, giving out testing kits. You saw this morning at the start of the stream that there was a number of white vans. They had approximately 40 Army personnel in them, packed full of testing kits. Now I'm hoping, by the looks of it, it looks like they're moving a lot of this stuff. So I'm hoping that you're going to start moving some vehicles. We'll leave this running for you guys. And like I said, that wasn't the villagers. I'm sure have been very, very supportive, and they're frustrated as well. Like they said, they've got to live with that. One lady we spoke to a minute ago, she turned and said she heard all the horns this morning and thought they were all going. But again, it was obviously them sounding off their frustration that they're still here. They don't want to be here by choice, and I'm sure it's going to get to the extent where the villagers, they are very, very supportive. We've seen a number of people drop stuff off of bridges to them and bring down stuff. A lot of dog walkers are still amazed that these lorry drivers are still here, still sat here waiting to be tested.
Hi, Julie. Nice and still loads.
It goes right the way back to Maidstone.
Hello, Alan.
I mean, should let Manchester then.
6,000, I reckon.
I mean,
6.
6,000 still at Manchester.
There's another few down there, isn't there? It's absolutely craziness.
I feel sorry for them.
You would have thought by now that they would have tested them.
Yeah.
So it looks like the police are asking all the army to move all the personnel carriers onto lane number 3, because it looks like there's possibly going to be some sort of movement of some of the lorries. I think some of these drivers have been tested, and I think they're actually going to let them out of this pen. Our army is, they are there. They're the green trucks there, the British Army, and they're in the white minibuses up and down testing all these people. I don't know, Diana, what it's like on the Calais side. I know somebody did message me this morning, somebody from I can't remember who you are. I did put it on the M20 at Brock page, or the at M20 Brock page, that they're going to be handing out food and provisions. I think it's up on the Maidstone, sorry, on the Chatham services after 2 o'clock. I think it's On Time Logistics. They're going to be delivering stuff or giving stuff out. So I did say that I would give them a shout out. We're all still here, guys. I'm sorry, we're just talking to some of the residents who were like quite amazed that all these people are still here, and they're quite amazed that obviously what's turning up this morning. One lady said to us she had this big massive bullhorn from one of the trucks saying that she heard she had this big massive American bullhorn, thinking they're all going to move, but they were still here when she obviously came out. So do you want us to carry on running the stream, guys? It's not moving yet because they're not letting it move. I'm hoping they're going to start moving stuff. Sorry, Sean, go. Honestly, Sean, whoever you are, please go away, grow up. You obviously didn't get what you wanted for Boxing. It's obviously Boxing Day. You're obviously bored because you sat at home and you didn't get what you wanted for Christmas. Right, this isn't about promoting anything. This is totally impartial. This is just telling you how it is. This is it. Look, this is the motorway. We'll zoom in further up there now, and that's it. It's not moving, mate. Yeah. think we have some movement of some lorries. Oh, we've got Mansfield there going past. We don't have any movement of any lorries. Oh, we do. I think we have some movement, guys. So some of these lorries are now moving down the M20. They are moving, guys. Here we go. Some of these truckers are moving. We don't know. Finally, we can see some truckers moving now. Bear with me 2 seconds, guys. Read your post. I didn't see your post. Thank God the Polish people. Here we are. Here we are. That's 2 we've seen so far. That's one very happy Polish lorry driver. And we have some more on the move. We'll tell you we'll tell you their nationality, and they'll give us a thumbs up and the horn. So there's one Polish lorry driver gone. We're just going to put our laptop down, sorry. Here we are, more lorry drivers on the move. I think these are Polish as well. Yeah, more Polish. More on the move, guys, from here. Because they're going home finally. Lots of Romanians, Polish, we spoke some Italians. More on the move, guys. I don't know where the others are. I'm here. I'm in the right place at the right time, as they say. So keep watching our stream, guys. Keep sharing this. We're UK News in Pictures, Kent999. Follow us. We've obviously made a Facebook page for these drivers at Operation Brock M20. Have a look on Facebook. We'll get some. What can I explain, Darren? So basically now there's been a mass testing operation for all these lorry drivers that have been stuck on the M20 for the past few days, and they are cruising. They are finally on the move. We'll see if we can get some more horns and some lights flashing. There's a Latvian there, Latvian lorry driver. Wow, finally. So here we are, guys. You're joining us live there. Horns are all going to start moving now. So it looks like a large batch of lorry drivers have just been tested and got the negative result that they need in order to try and get back to their families. But there are still miles and miles and miles of lorries. Bearing in mind, we've obviously only seen probably approximately 20, 30 lorries move. Can we try and talk to one of the drivers? I don't think any of the drivers want to talk to us. They just want to get in their cabs and they want to go. It's very, very difficult for us to try and get to beat the horns because we're on the top. We're on the top. But share this around, guys. Finally some movement. You want some more horns? We'll try and get some. They might see it. There's lots and lots coming out now. That's your one about this morning. Here we are, guys. Lots here. We're all loving it. A few more coming down now, guys. Some might bleed, but some are just obviously glad to move. Some are waving. So lots of them going past, waving, going, thank God. Big crowd of people come up to wave them goodbye. See you next week. Here they are, guys. They've started to slowly move. Big batch of tests have been done. Safe journey, guys. We've been up many days. It's sad, isn't it? It's really good. We've been covering it. So here we are, guys. We don't know how many at Manston. All we are is just obviously sort of a semi-happy ending at the M20, where they're starting to slowly release some of these lorries where they've had negative tests. Lots of residents, a couple of residents we've just spoken to then a minute ago off camera, they fed a couple of Italian lorry drivers, and they've said emotionally it's, you know, they've made friends, and like they said, they're just pleased that it's all moving and that everyone's going on. So you just see up here, we'll just flick this round quickly, we'll turn you back to the lorries, but lots of people up here all coming up. We'll show you, they're all moving now, lots of sound, lots of tooting and hooting. Here we are. You want more horns and more flashing lights? All right, I'll send that message down to the front of the queue for you. So bear with me. So when the next queue come along, we'll try. Share this to your people in Poland. There's the Polish army down there as well. Like I said, Polish army, British army, all sorts of armies of volunteers are down there helping out. Been giving out food for the past few days. That these lorry drivers have all been trapped on the M20 up at Manson as well. Obviously, not forgetting sandwich tap, Dover tap, whatever tap that they wanted to put on. So here we are here, guys. Polish representatives down there waving their guys goodbye, safe journey. Like I said, guys, at M. We'll try and get some more horns. We'll try and get some more lights for you. We are trying our best. We get the other people to do it as well. Spanish lorry driver going past. You can see that they've been parked up for a long time. You can see all the fumes coming out of their exhausts there. Quite an emotional time for people, along with the lorry drivers, that they know that they're finally going to get down to the port. That one last queue to get onto the boat. Hopefully they've all got bookings and tickets. Now we're told that this queue up here is for Eurotunnel. We don't know that, we can't clarify that. But just on the M20, this is for Eurotunnel as opposed to Dover Port. The people up at Manston, they're all queuing for Dover Port. What we heard, but things have been changed around. So obviously on the right hand side was Eurotunnel the other day, and then on the left hand side in lane 3 was for the other day was for Dover Port. And obviously they kept on closing around till tunnel. We're not aware, we don't know, we'll find out. And we can't get this to work. Lots of people up here waving that have been supporting these people, dropping bags of food down to them, and they're glad to see that they're going. So here we are, guys, live on the top of the M20. Lots of these lorry drivers ecstatic now, really. You can see them sun because they're all on the move again. It is progress. Some of these drivers are finally getting to go home. Some Latvians there. They all love it. All on their phones, like. So I'm sure many friendships have been made whilst all these drivers have all been trapped on the M20, which is great because lorry drivers, all they've done is come over to obviously deliver stuff to us, and they're now finally on the move. You know what I'm trying to say, they will. Here we are, guys, live, top of the M20. Turn, show you behind. These are all the people waving. Lots of people want to see their family. They've all asked us to stream on this side here. So turn the camera around to what's behind us. Oh, they're moving Operation Stack. So they're putting their Meccano set back in the box again. Lots of locals laughing because they've obviously come up and see him putting it out. But just move this back round again. Absolutely respect to the Polish, to the Romanians, Italians. There's all nationalities there. Russians, all sat there who've been there for days and days. Slow trickle again. We'll get a few more down. I'll just move this off, guys, quickly. We'll see if we can get some more siren. We'll get some more lights and everything else. Lots of people up here waving and saying goodbye, and the dogs have come out to look. Even the dogs are out waving.
Spirits turned up.
Look, the dogs are loving it. Here the dogs are. Look, the dogs are waving and having Latvians, even the Polish army are waving at the Latvians and everyone else. We don't actually know how many lorries are left behind these, but we do know that it was queuing right away back just before 8 this morning.
Well, be careful of that.
So maybe a little bit late. Obviously Christmas Day was yesterday, but they're on the move finally now. I'm sure they're relieved, and all they want to do is just get back home to their families, possibly celebrate Christmas, and probably have a long earned rest and a shower and a hot meal. Yeah, all the Polish army, the British army have all been down giving them self-test kits, and then they issue them a certificate to show that they've been tested negative, and then they're allowed on the way. The ones that test positive have got to go to the hotel and stay at a hotel.
What, the Ashford one?
I think so, yeah. Down there, really. So we'll turn you around. Lots of people have come out now knowing that where are we? Look, so we show you there. There's people here. Look, there's a few people there. A few ladies who supported them, dropped food down to them, fed them and watered some of them. I don't want to talk on camera, but they're just relieved that a lot of them have gone, that they're going, that they're finally on the move. I don't know where the 2,500 people are watching from. I don't know if you want to put your locations. I know we've got a lot in Kent, some in Poland. There's a couple of Russian people on there. One lady was telling me that some 70-year-old lady from our local church had been lowering food down onto the bridges for some had cooked Christmas dinners for them. Some ladies had fed some Italians yesterday, Christmas Day. Managed to get some food down to them. So lots of support from local villages all around. Just obviously trying to make the best of what it was. So now it looks like there you can see another barrier just being raised now. Another load of lorry drivers coming down by the looks of it. So we'll see. So here we are, guys, now people with their dogs out. They're all trying to... Even the dogs are happy that they're going. Because they get to go back another way now instead of going over the bridge to look at the lorries. But you can't. I think lots of people have bought dinners down. There's some lady over the road in the church. She was lowering Christmas dinners down to them. Yeah.
My mate Nikki, who lives over the back, she said she scaled 3 fences last night, but managed to keep her cauliflower cheese intact. Handed it to some Romanian men. Come over and have a look. Who's this? Come have a look.
Thank you, Mark, from Derbyshire. That's obviously Derbyshire Fire and Rescue. Cheers, guys. North Yorkshire. Some of the guys I've met on the floods watching there. Some from the Netherlands, some from lots of Polish lorry drivers there. Lots of drivers watching us that are still stuck in queues at Manston that we know of, that they've just said. Like I said, lots of people just relieved. I think the villagers are relieved that they're moving as well because they didn't want them staying here. And like one lady just said, she couldn't invite them in. She would have loved to have done some dinners. Couldn't have invited them in because it was obviously COVID lockdown. They're loving it. These are a lot of the lorry drivers that these ladies were saying that were all sounding horns first thing this morning. They all thought, oh, it's all done, they're all gone. Here's just some of the people that have been dropping food over the bridges to the drivers as well. Just gonna move that back round again, guys. Waving with their hands up, giving it the thumbs up. Some of these drivers. How many are stuck? Don't know. I'll try and get some numbers. A lot of the Spanish are not very happy, as you can see.
My boyfriend just said out of 100,000 people, 24 tested positive.
Man, isn't it? But we're gonna stop talking for a bit, guys, because we need to send. That's all right. What are you about? Yeah, I'm fine.
My little girl, she wants to have a look.
Tell us to go on live stream if you want.
Yeah, I will do.
It's on Facebook.
She's wandering up. I'll get her to have a look.
Yeah, we have to like phone though. On video. Oh, talking now. I ate that.
Is this for the TV later?
No, that's just Facebook at the moment.
Yeah, I
I'll
see.
push some stuff out. We'll just
Yeah.
no telly here, are they? It's Boxing Day that we didn't know.
Yeah, well, they were here when it first started, but I suppose they lose interest, don't they?
Yeah, it's like paper life, though, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's the Facebook site,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. Kent 199.
Okay,
All right, no problem.
I'll see you. See you
Yeah,
in a minute.
yeah, yeah. Wales.
Good that they're going.
Yeah.
Pleased. The guy stood there waving at everyone. Top man. Yeah, he is a top man. There's ladies here as well, look. They're all waving as well. We just got to quickly send some pictures out because we're going to get picked to the post otherwise. I mean, that's like you fill your boots.
Stand there, don't get too close.
Yeah.
No, that's all right.
Wait then.
Safe journey home.
It's just like you see me in there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Are you working for me?
Hey,
Hmm?
no, mate.
Are you working?
Well, for myself.
Do you?
Yeah, I fought to Alamy.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Look, your
Who's you fought to?
everyone. We've been down Dover Dock.
I haven't been able to get down there. So,
Just thought this is different. It's bit different, isn't it? Better picture.
Yeah, I mean, I've been down to junctions 10, 11, 11A, but I mean, I was the
That's
first one to
true.
file some of these pictures on the 17th, but nobody picked them up, so.
There's another load up there though. So guys, we're going to come off and we're going to find another location now. Thanks for joining us, thanks for supporting us. Look on kent999.co.uk, uknip.co.uk. Show the love, happy Christmas to you all guys, and let's hope and wish that these lorry drivers all make a safe journey home to their countries, back to their families, and have the Christmas that they deserve.